Welcome. In this video, ZBCN versus Aptos, which is better and can it increase 760%? We will analyze this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please watch to the end to understand.
But first, let's do a technical analysis of ZBCN.
When we take a deeper look into the market structure, it becomes clear that price movements are progressing in a defined trend. A particularly notable detail in recent times is the consistent formation of both higher lows and higher highs on the chart. This structural formation is known in technical analysis as an uptrend and is generally interpreted as a positive market signal by investors. One of the core components of an uptrend is the formation of higher lows, which indicates that after each correction, the market is not dropping to previous levels, but instead holding above prior support zones. This suggests that the market is absorbing short-term selling pressure and that buyers are increasingly willing to enter at higher price levels. On the other hand, the creation of higher highs signals strong buying interest and an increased likelihood of resistance levels being broken. When these two elements are combined, they form a strong uptrend structure that significantly supports the continuation of upward movement. One of the most critical aspects to consider when analyzing market behavior is whether this pattern of higher highs and higher lows will remain consistent. The sustainability of any trend is confirmed not by a few successful moves, but by the regular repetition of such moves over time. In the current scenario, the price continues to rise steadily in both its highs and lows. This structure indicates that the trend is currently on solid ground and that buying pressure continues to push prices higher. There are certain technical conditions that must be met for this trend to persist. Most importantly, the price needs to initiate another upward move without falling below the previous low. This reinforces the confidence of both short-term traders and long-term investors and strengthens the positive market outlook. Maintaining this structure is also crucial for predicting trend reversals in technical analysis. A trend can reverse the moment it loses its structural integrity, signaling the beginning of a potentially risky period for investors. Another important point is to analyze whether this pattern holds true across different time frames. If the rising structure observed on the daily chart is also confirmed on the 4-hour or weekly charts, it can provide investors with much greater confidence. Observing the same pattern across multiple time frames is one of the key factors that enhances the strength of a trend. Large investors in particular place significant emphasis on such patterns when making their trading decisions. Higher lows and higher highs not only indicate the direction of the trend, but also carry important insights into investor psychology. As market participants observe that the price is recovering from higher levels after each correction, they begin to adopt a buy the dip mentality, which continuously injects fresh capital into the market. The sustainability of this cyclical behavior creates a dynamic that drives the price higher over time. In this context, if the price can maintain a foothold above key resistance levels, the uptrend may gain even more momentum. As resistance levels are broken, they often turn into new support zones, allowing the price to continue its upward movement with renewed strength after each pullback. This is the natural outcome of the higher high and higher low formation and serves as a strong indicator that the trend could persist for a longer period. In summary, the current price structure clearly indicates a healthy uptrend. As long as this structure holds, meaning the price remains above the previous low after each correction and continues to break above previous highs, the bullish outlook remains valid from a technical perspective. However, given the inherent volatility and potential for sudden corrections in any market, it is crucial to apply risk management principles when making investment decisions. Stop-loss levels should be set, investors should adjust their position sizes according to capital management rules, and the market should be approached with a disciplined, not emotional mindset. Ultimately, the current market structure technically points to a strong upward trend. The structure reveals the potential for the price to test higher levels in the coming periods and highlights the importance of investors reading these technical signals accurately to make strategic decisions. If the price continues to remain within the structure, the likelihood of a stronger rally and new highs becomes significantly higher. But we can't base our analysis on this alone, so let's take a look at other metrics as well. Stay tuned.
I'm interrupting the video for a moment, friends, because BitTunex Exchange has a great campaign.
Here's how it works. After registering on the exchange via the link in the description and completing KYC, if you deposit $100 for your first deposit, you will receive a $20 bonus. If you deposit $500, you will receive a $100 bonus, and if you deposit $1,000, you will receive a $200 bonus. I think this is an excellent opportunity for leverage trading. For more details, you can read the articles below. The link is in the description.
One of the most important technical indicators highlighted on the chart is the 200-day exponential moving average, also known as the EMA, which serves as a key tool in determining the long-term trend direction. This indicator is frequently used by investors as a fundamental reference point to understand the overall market momentum and to assess whether price movements are following a healthy trend or are in a period of uncertainty. Especially in highly volatile markets like cryptocurrencies, price action trading above the 200 EMA sends significant signals that the general market sentiment is positive. This suggests that investors have a bullish outlook in the medium to long term and perceive the current price position as supportive. If the price continues to stay above the 200 EMA, this technical setup is seen by investors as a confidence-boosting development. Such a structure usually means that the market's downside risks are reduced and a strong buyer base remains intact. Additionally, when the price settles above this important moving average, it can create a structure known in technical analysis as a support level flip. In other words, the average, which previously acted as a strong resistance point, now begins to serve as support during price pullbacks. This flip is widely regarded as one of the clearest signals of a bull market. Many technical analysts and algorithmic traders closely monitor whether prices remain above this average, because once this level is maintained, it confirms the momentum and buying pressure behind the price movement. If the price consolidates without falling below the average and then gains upward momentum again, it further strengthens market confidence. From a psychological standpoint, such formations encourage more investors to take positions on the buy side, since this technically trusted level signals a buying opportunity. Therefore, many traders view these pullbacks as suitable entry points for long-term positions. Price movements that stay above the 200 EMA not only increase buying pressure, but also trigger long-term algorithms to generate bullish signals. Large investors and funds especially prefer to open positions in assets trading above the 200-day average. The main reason is that this average provides a clear indication of the overall health of the price. Trading below this average is seen as a sign of weakness, while staying above it signals the start or continuation of a strong upward trend. If this structure holds and price action remains above this average, the positive sentiment among investors can lead to a chain reaction of increased capital inflows. This sets the stage for prices to enter a new bullish trend. In this environment, testing previous high levels or even breaking new records becomes possible. Prices can break prior resistance levels, turning them into new support zones and form higher lows with each pullback, demonstrating the trend's healthy progression. Moreover, the upward slope of the 200 EMA provides clues about the trend's sustainability. If the average is not moving sideways but gaining upward slope, it indicates the trend is not only ongoing, but accelerating. From a technical analysis perspective, this is a positive signal, encouraging investors to increase not only short-term, but also medium and long-term positions. Such a technical picture should be interpreted as a very strong signal, not only graphically, but also psychologically. Most market participants place great importance on signals given by such long-term indicators. This confidence boosts the courage of individual and institutional investors entering the market. Ultimately, when a solid technical structure combines with strong psychological sentiment, the environment necessary for price movements to continue upward is created. It should be remembered that the 200 EMA does not just reflect past average prices, it also forms an expectation for future price movements. Therefore, the price staying above this average is a strong hint that the market is willing to test higher levels. At the same time, this level can act as a strong defensive line during potential pullbacks. So, even though price may fluctuate, as long as it does not drop below this average, it is more accurate to assume the overall direction remains upward. Of course, markets always carry uncertainties and fluctuations. However, such positive formations in technical analysis are very valuable for trend-following investors. Prices maintaining above the 200 EMA are continuously monitored as potential new buying opportunities. Therefore, protecting this level is critically important not only for the continuation of the current trend, but also for maintaining investor confidence.
ZBCN and Aptos are two projects in the crypto market that operate on different scales. Aptos is a project that stands out with a blockchain infrastructure similar to Solana's, backed by strong funding and a technical team, and is already on the radar of major investors. ZBCN, on the other hand, is still in its early stages, promising but just getting started. Comparing these two projects directly is like comparing a newly launched startup with a major tech giant. However, from a speculative standpoint, a mathematical assessment can be made based on the possibility that ZBCN might one day be as valuable as Aptos. This is important for showing how big the expectations and goals for the project are. When comparing ZBCN's current market cap to Aptos market cap, the significant gap between them is clearly visible. If ZBCN were to one day reach Aptos's market value, its price could potentially increase by approximately 760%. This figure is solely calculated based on a mathematical market cap comparison, and looking at price alone is not enough for this to happen. ZBCN would need to make major strides and secure significant investments in many areas, such as community building, technology development, decentralization, security, transaction speeds, and user-friendly infrastructure. At the moment, the likelihood of ZBCN replacing Aptos seems quite remote. Aptos has achieved substantial growth quickly thanks to a strong launch process, support from key investors, a high level of technical advancement, and an experienced team behind it. Additionally, many DeFi, NFT, and infrastructure projects are being built on Aptos, contributing to the ecosystem's expansion. For ZBCN to reach this point, it must fulfill many metrics beyond just price expectations, including ecosystem building, continuous innovation, investor confidence, and user adoption. Therefore, the idea of ZBCN replacing a large established project like Aptos may be more of a visionary scenario, but not impossible. Similar examples have occurred before in the crypto world. Projects that once had no value have become industry leaders years later by showing significant development in their early stages and surpassing major competitors. However, each of these examples involves very long and challenging processes, innovative visions, serious development efforts, and community support behind them. ZBCN's potential 760% increase depends entirely on the flawless execution of the steps we've mentioned. This rate should not be viewed simply as a target. A project achieving 5x, 10x, or 20x growth is related not only to its previously low price, but also to how many problems it solves, the demand it meets in the market, adoption level, the size of its community, and its development roadmap. For ZBCN to reach this goal, it first needs to establish a solid technical roadmap. It must focus on blockchain infrastructure efficiency, transaction speed, scalability, and solve technical issues faced by users. Additionally, it should support the development of decentralized applications, or DApps, create diverse use cases within its ecosystem, and attract more developers to its chain. Security is another key factor. Many projects in the crypto market have failed or lost trust due to security vulnerabilities. ZBCN should prioritize the security of user funds, conduct transparent audit processes, and, when necessary, seek support from third-party auditing firms. These kinds of trust-building measures will increase investor loyalty to the project in the long run. Community strength and transparent communication are also crucial for the project's growth. Aptos has maintained close communication with its community from the start, shared updates promptly, and been diligent in informing its investors. ZBCN has many lessons to learn here. Projects that continuously share updates, hold AMA sessions, and frequently announce roadmap updates are better embraced by the crypto community. It is also very important for ZBCN to establish strategic partnerships. It is known that strategic partnerships have played a significant role in the success of Aptos. Integrated solutions with other projects in the Web3 space, mutually beneficial collaborations, and cross-chain bridges increase a project's value. ZBCN should build structures that enable integration not only within itself, but also with external projects, allowing cross-chain data sharing. Developer community support is another factor. For a blockchain project to succeed, developers must prefer that platform. ZBCN should attract developers with low transaction fees, user-friendly SDKs, open documentation, and incentive mechanisms. Hackathons can be organized, reward systems established, and technical support provided. Market access and exchange listings also directly affect price. Aptos gains significant volume by being listed on major exchanges. It's important for ZBCN to be present on high-volume exchanges, increase trading pairs, and provide easy access to investors. However, such listings typically happen according to the technical and community development levels of projects. Therefore, ZBCN must first prove itself in terms of substance to reach this stage. In conclusion, while ZBCN replacing Aptos and achieving a 760% increase currently appears to be a distant and challenging goal, it is not impossible. Reaching this level requires not just price growth, but the overall growth, development, and adoption of the entire project. It is very important for investors to consider the project's fundamentals, technical progress, community dynamics, and overall market trends when evaluating the likelihood of such targets. Therefore, if ZBCN wants to reach a level where it truly competes with major projects in the future, it must invest heavily not only in graphical expectations, but also in infrastructure, transparency, user experience, security, and marketing. During this process, it is crucial for investors to manage their risks well and act by considering not only potential gains, but also risks. Because every big profit opportunity requires significant work, patience, and a conscious strategy. It should be remembered that these comments are not investment advice, and everyone must make decisions according to their own risk tolerance.
Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon!